Okay, we're live.
Hi, I'm Sid Sijbrandij, and this is AMA. And the first question is from David. Please go ahead, and thanks for the first question.
Hey, Sid. Good morning to you. It's Dave Astor, Solution Architect Manager with GitLab. Pleasure to talk to you. Quick question. What is your favorite Christmas movie and why? Thanks.
It is Die Hard. First of all, of course, very good movie with Bruce Willis. But I think it's really ironic that it's a Christmas movie because it's quite kind of violent. It's kind of 80s violence, which like somehow is less violent. But and the pivotal moment is when we were watching that all together for like the third time over Christmas. My mom was like, I love this movie. This is such a good family movie. It was like, it was ironic because it was so violent, but we did have, it was very cozy or gezellig in Dutch to watch it together. So that's my favorite Christmas movie because it's my mom's favorite Christmas movie. Michelle.
Well, first I'm interested to know how it translates into Dutch, or if she watches it in Dutch or English.
Oh, we Dutch people watch everything with subtitles, which is great because our English comprehension is top notch.
Yeah.
Now, our speaking abilities have to catch up, but I understand English very well.
All right, my question. So, what fun thing are you going to work on over the holiday? At one point, I think it was in the summer, you built a video game. So, what's going to keep you busy?
Yeah, for sure. Well, the video game is still keeping me busy. We want to reach 1 million people, so that's been tough. And the game is not balanced yet, but I think it's a lot better than it was a month ago. It's called Citerate, a portmanteau of city and iterate. And I invite people to try it out and especially leave feedback. There's like Discord channels. There's a repository where you can file issues. Like, go wild in giving feedback. We also got hybrid road bikes. I got into road cycling and we got road bikes. I'm super looking forward. Karen picked them up yesterday, so I'm looking forward to trying them out. We're going to be in SoCal, so it should be good biking there. And then I was worried about being bored, which I don't like. So I got a Pioneer DJ system, and I'm going to try to learn DJing. I love organizing parties and throwing karaoke. This is something very different, but I'm Dutch. So I should have some kind of innate talent for DJing. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, I can't wait for that. The next time we're all together. Thank you.
Well, thanks for asking. Lisa.
Yes, hi Sid. Definitely keep the name up from the Dutch DJ. So I'm looking forward to see how your Dutch DJ skills are. I quickly wanted to share that one of the things which I come across right now with the customers is that the GitLab EU hosting is a topic which comes up a lot right now. And one of the things which I also noticed is that GitHub announced that they're going to start with EU hosting in January 21. So I was wondering what your thoughts are about this topic. I have seen that it's on your radar in the CEO channel and how GitLab needs to anticipate on this for our customers.
Yeah, cool. That's news to me that GitHub is launching that. So I'd love to see more data if anybody has it. Oh, that'd be great. And then there's our multi-large working group. I put a link under B. And in that we discuss like, hey, we foresee a future where there's multiple large GitLab installations, kind of multi-tenant installations. We see the internet getting kind of further divided. For sure, you now have kind of a US and EU, China, maybe in India, maybe Russia, maybe Brazil. So how do we deal with that from at a GitLab level? And I think GitLab EU would make would make sense there. So I think it's something we should be open to. And if the competition is also launching that, it makes sense to keep up. So let's have a look at that.
Thank you.
Feel free to voice them over.
Cool. Yeah, I was just going to ask, who are some favorite Twitter follows for you?
Whew. So there's Twitter is like, I'm a big fan, and I follow a lot of people. It's like, I don't know. Let's have a see. Can you tell by your Twitter thing what tweets you read most frequently? I don't think it does that. So this is how my Twitter feed looks like. Maybe that's good. So this is Job from remote.com. This is Michael. I'm retweeting him a lot. This is JJ, who's organizing the open source conference. It's Paul Graham from Y Combinator. This is Austin Allred. He's founded Lambda School, and I think he's really good at Twitter. I think that's what I admire. And Benedict Evans is strategy or something like that. He has insightful thoughts about industry developments and big corporations. So I think those are some Twitter users I'd recommend following if you're into what they talk about. Yeah, maybe it's fun. Let me see if there's a non-obvious one that is also fun to follow. I'm seeing DHH. Who has an interesting Twitter game? I think Parker, that's at PT, has an interesting sense of humor. So that might be the bonus Twitter handle to follow.
Well, thanks.
Manuel, you have the next one?
Oh, yeah. My question is, what was the latest technical across the
Oh, so I'm just going to voice it over. What was the latest TED Talk that you watched?
Ooh, I haven't watched a TED Talk in a very, very, very long time. But I do watch a ton of YouTube. And let me show you what my latest videos are. So you're not going to learn anything from this. This is in the Dutch airport where I'm close to. This is a Christmas greetings from my uncle. This is Doug. He reviews cars, and he starts with quirks and features, and he gets obsessive about what's different in each car, and it's really good footage. This is a guy who's building a short takeoff aircraft that kind of can land and take off in a very short amount of runway. This is some steam train that charges up a hill, and it's a very short one. This is the boating news of the week with boaters, mostly in Florida. It's really good content. I'm into boating. This is someone who is like the best. Well, handyman might be this, but he's so handy. It's just out of this world, and it's a very mundane video of him replacing a hot tub light, but he has an amazing following, and he has a lot of fun videos. And this is SpaceX updates, and this is today's episode is about Astra. Astra is a startup here in the Bay Area, in Alameda, and they finally launched an a rocket and they got to space and they almost got to orbit. So that was kind of exciting.
Thanks for sharing. Thank you.
Thanks for asking.
I guess I'm next, Sid. Hi, happy almost end of year. I wanted to know, do you have any predictions for 2021? And also, parenthetically, based on the previous answer, you mentioned boating. I wanted to know if you still had, or if you had any of these submarines from your prior venture.
Yeah. So predictions for 2021. It's going to be a great year. It's going to be the start of the roaring 20s. So we're all going to party a little bit more because we know what it's like if we can't. I hope there will be less business travel in my future. I hope we discovered that the Zoom call is pretty good. I think there will be a little bit more of what is called revenge travel, of people catching up for what they missed out on last week. I hope that the vaccines production will go faster than predicted. I think those might scale up a bit faster, and maybe we can get to single doses for people who are less at risk, because it seems that those are almost as good as double dosing, and we'll be able to vaccinate twice as many people. So I hope that some forward-looking agencies will do that, and we'll get the majority of people vaccinated before the half of the year. I'm not going to make any macroeconomic predictions because that's just impossible. And regarding the submarines, yeah, we failed by 2 orders of magnitude. We were going to make them for $20,000, and they cost $2 million now. And the problem is you kind of need a big boat to station them on. Like they're on the heavy side, and boats are not like ideal for cranes and stuff like that, and having a huge deck area. So you kind of need a 50-meter yacht to put them on. So I'm not going to own one because I don't own a yacht like that. I don't want to own a yacht like that. And I watched the videos. They have some amazing content, but I think it's diving in those submarines is something you can do even when you're older. So for now, I'm going to stick with my paddle boards and try to keep standing up on the paddleboard, which is hard enough, especially in the ocean. So I'm content. No need for the submarine for now. But I'm glad that they're doing well, and they recently launched another 2 who are going to be on a cruise ship, which is kind of cool. Go somewhere and then go diving.
Cool, thanks.
Thanks for asking, Lorma.
Thanks. Hi, Sid. How are you?
Good.
So wanted to know, what are your thoughts and what do you think, what are you most excited about for GitLab for 2021? Whether it's people, product, strategy, policy, what are you looking forward to the most?
Yeah, that's a great question. Let me answer that with a doc. It's always like we set up this question, but we didn't, did we?
No, we didn't, but glad you have a doc.
This is some stuff I'm excited about. I'm really excited about setting goals. I find that that's a huge lever. So it's been that's been fun. I'm really excited about. So this is very personal, right? This is what I'm excited about, not so much as what's in store for the company. Talent management. I'm excited about growing our contributions. So getting enterprises contributing, MAR, and things like that. I'm excited about enabling underrepresented groups. This is all GitLab except for the university thing, which will be losing money and a not-for-profit. So I'll do that outside of GitLab. I'm interested in product intelligence, generating product qualified. Finding propensity to buy signals based on usage. I'm excited about our SaaS offerings and things we might do there. I'm excited about ease of use, auto DevOps role, for example. I'm excited about what we can do with single person groups in R&D, pricing and packaging, talent management, remote work, marketing. I'm excited about following the competition and all kinds of companies we can learn from. So that's what I'm excited about. And I think 2021 seems to be a really good year for us. I think we've gotten a lot of things much better organized than in past years. And I think the market opportunity is developing in the best way possible. If you look at the Gartner report on the market exploration for DevOps platforms, they predict that DevOps platforms will go from 10 to 40% over the next 3 years. That alone presents like a giant opportunity for us. That's like 70% year-over-year growth, even if we don't gain market share, which we should, because we got the best product in the market. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about like our outbound recruiting model, how that changes the company over time, especially if we start hiring more people. Yeah, some takes, not a very structured answer, but I hope that was more than you expected.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sid. I'm excited about numbers 4 and 10 especially, but I'm also working on my own biases. So
yeah, well, we can all have our favorite things to focus on.
I have the next one. Hey Sid, I was just wondering what your biggest lessons or takeaways have been from 2020.
Biggest lessons. I think what's really counterintuitive is that with COVID, we expected the economy to collapse, and especially the stock market, and the opposite happened in tech stock market. I think that is just baffling to me. On one hand, I understand it, like, yeah, there's the interest rates are low and tech is still growing fast, but it's still not what everyone expected when the pandemic hit. So never try to outsmart the market. I think another takeaway is that, look, we all believed in remote work, and we were like, why doesn't everyone? And the answer is because they didn't try it. So I think it tells you both why people are skeptical about remote work and about a DevOps platform, about a single application for the complete DevOps lifecycle. Why are they skeptical? Because they didn't try it. I think we now have a campaign, seeing is believing. I think it's a bit like that, using is believing. Yeah, maybe I'll leave you with those 2 COVID-themed surprises to me. Hugo.
Yes, Sid. I was reading, actually, I didn't read the article, just skimming, and now I can't find it, driving me crazy. A critic of the MBAization, if that even exists, of America, right? So with that in mind, and whatever that means, right? What are your thoughts of pursuing an MBA as an executive education versus alternative options of furthering education? You have an opinion on that?
Yeah, I can see both sides, and I think both sides are valid. I think the argument made why this is popular now is Elon Musk saying, hey, a company is about the core innovations in the company, in the product or the service they provide, and not the financial optimizations. Yes, but you need all the financial optimizations as well. You need to kind of make everything run efficient. So I don't think it's either or. I think a good company has a mix of both. For example, we had Brian join, and it makes my role a whole lot easier to have someone managing finance in a strategic way. So I see that. I also see that MBAs are very expensive. I think if you can get into like Stanford, it makes a ton of sense. You're going to get a great return, but I'm not sure that's the case for every MBA. My wife just did what's literally called the alternative MBA. It has very little to do with an MBA. It has much to do with motivation, and it's a month, and it was a great process for her. She really liked it. And
so the SAFs program specifically, no?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And there's a good book from Mr. Mintzberg, Managers, Not MBAs, if you want to get a more academic viewpoint on MBAs. On the other hand, look, we're hiring for a director of strategic consulting, internal consulting. We're hiring for an individual contributor, internal strategic consultant. And I think it's super worthwhile. Like if you have those skills, you can be thrown at any problem and you can kind of get that. And I think I myself did a study called management science. It's like half MBA, half engineering. And I think the whole MBA part of it felt very obvious. But then when you look to the day-to-day in companies, and it would be so good if they did the obvious things. So yes, a lot of the things are pretty obvious, but the hard part is not any of them in particular, but doing them all at once. And I think that's kind of like the breakfast factory in higher output management. Cool. Sherry?
Yes, I'm just wondering, we're all come from tech space, talk about technology all the time. What technology or future technology is still in infancy that excites you? I'm personally involved in some of the AI-assisted cancer research. I would like to find out your outlook and something in tech space that excites you.
Yeah, thanks. I am going to talk about investments. So give me 1 second to find those. So it was recently announced, like 2 days ago recently, that I was the lead in the series Seed 2 for Swift Solar. And they are working on a company that has the potential to decrease the cost of solar panels or solar cells by an order of magnitude through using perovskites. They're a wonderful team, and I'm super excited to be an investor. They're led by Joel, who is an amazing founder. And I'm also excited that I'm the majority investor in a company called Shashki, which is doing a great job of making sure that existing chemo drugs get delivered in higher dosage to the cancer with reduced side effects.
That's awesome. It's great you share this. I never expect you've been investing in these organizations, but it's exciting to see.
Cool. Well, thanks for the question. Some of these questions feels like are seeded questions. I promise I didn't.
No, I just typed it up. We did not talk privately before. It's great to share. Yeah, wonderful.
Cool.
Yeah, if you can put the links in, that would be fabulous. I'd like to check them
I already put them in the chat. So if someone can put them in the doc, that'd be great.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.